Cross-examine.
Miss Novack, did Mr. Novack give you a receipt for the $100 you gave him?
Why should he? He's my brother.
I see. You say you went back to work about March 1st, is that correct?
Yeah.
What salary do you receive?
Oh, about $40 a week.
What rent do you pay?
$10 a week.
$10 a week for 7 weeks is $70.
Yeah.
Add that to the $100 you gave your brother would be $170. Subtract that amount from your income of $280 would leave you only $110 to live on, or about $15.50 a week. You spend that much some weeks in the beauty shop alone.
Yeah, that's right.
Then tell me how you managed to repay your brother the $100.
I did.
Miss Novack, you're under oath.
Look, I said I paid him. That means I paid him.
That's all, Miss Novack.
I then called the defendant, Carl Novack. He testified to the fact that he was not married and that he had taken a short vacation beginning Friday, April 17th. That he had cashed one check for $50 before he left Indio. Now, recalling the events of the evening of April 24th, did you go into Doc Charles' cafe?
Yeah, I did.
Mr. Novack, do you recall exactly how much money you were carrying at that time?
Yeah, $113.
That being the amount you had left over from a $50 check you cashed before leaving home, plus $100 in cash your sister had given you?
Yeah.
And when you got change for the one, that left $112.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Novack, suppose you tell us in your own words exactly what happened from the time you left the lunchroom.
Well, let's see. It was getting dark. The street was empty. I don't remember seeing nobody until I got to the grocery store.
Hey, what do you think you're doing, man? Hey, mister!
Still breathing.
Boy, is he heavy.
Hey, what happened?
The man's been beat up.
Is he hurt bad?
Even though my client was a shy, retiring man, I felt that his quiet, direct testimony made a good impression on the jury. Mr. Carr kept him on the stand for many hours in an attempt to break his story.
Now, Mr. Novack, in regard to this man you say you saw leave the store as you entered, would you describe him for the court?
No, I can't.
Why can't you?
Because I didn't see his face.
Mr. Novack, did you really ever see anyone coming out of that store?
Yes, sir, I did.
Well, to that answer, I can only say I don't believe you, and I don't think the jury will either.
Strike that. The jury will disregard it.
That's all.
One more question, Your Honor. Mr. Novack, you are a religious man?
Yes, sir, I am.
You know you're under oath to speak the truth.
Yeah.
Did you or did you not commit this violent crime?
Mr. Matthews, as God is my judge, I didn't kill Philip Ziegler.
The following morning, Mr. Carr began his summation to the jury. Step by step, he rebuilt the chain of evidence against my client.
The fingerprints on the broken bottle, the cut on Mr. Novack's right hand, the money in his wallet. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not circumstantial evidence. These are facts, sworn facts, which you have seen with your own eyes. Can you believe the story of the mysterious stranger whom the defendant says was in the store? I think not.
You have heard the prosecution. You've seen and heard the evidence. And I say that the case is entirely circumstantial. Now put yourself in Mr. Novack's place. What would you do if you had entered a store and found someone in the same condition as he found Mr. Ziegler? Would a guilty man have waited until someone came and faced him with the blame? Now, ladies and gentlemen, I ask you, did Mr. Novack at any time act like a man who had just committed a horrible crime? The jury was out for over 45 hours. I was finally notified that they had reached a verdict.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, have you reached a verdict?
We have, Your Honor.
We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Carl Novack, guilty of murder in the second degree.
What you have just seen happened 5 years ago. It was a fair and honest trial by all parties concerned. The defendant is now serving out his time in the state penitentiary. However, I would like to say that the public defender's office has never closed its mind or its books on this case. Someday, we hope to be able to prove that Carl Novack was not guilty.